Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So a little bit ago I had showed you my Maniology red and burgundy stamping polishes. So I thought we'd do my greens today since it's March and St. Patrick's Day time. So I also saw another friend did her greens as well, Stamping Nail Art by Jessica. And so I'll link her video down below for you. So I've got about 21 polishes here. Do you need that many greens? Absolutely not. Um, That's only if you want to or can. This is not, to me, realistic. Um, but I can tell you, I have certainly grown my stamping polish collection since I started my channel. So I've got creams, shimmers, um, metallics. So let me just kind of grab some and start. So I'm gonna start with my creams and I'm gonna go by color tone. So I'll start with, like the ones that are kind of similar. I'm going to use plate M005. I use this image right here, and we will swatch the tops. I'm going to start with Optimism B399, which was my first green for Maniology, and all of my stamping polishes are for Maniology. I have a select few from She Modern, but I'm going to go into those at a separate time, kind of their own little thing. Now, I really do like this green, um, and I'm gonna be honest with you with kind of my feelings on the different ones, what I feel like you need or don't need. Of course, you get whatever you like, but if you ever have a question of like, oh, do I really need both? I'm certainly happy to help you from my own thoughts. Um, so if you ever have a question, please don't hesitate to ask. So as you can see, this one is quite opaque. Sorry, let me just try to get it closed real quick. Looks really pretty over white and black. So this is one. Well, let me show you the next one because they're so close, and then I'll give you my opinion. So let me just show you first, side by side. This one is Spearmint B494. If you look at them just in the bottle, now they typically polishes overall can stamp differently, like have a different tone. But to me, these are so close. I don't personally think you need both. However, let's stamp this one and then we'll compare the tops. Now there's also Lily Pad. Have never had that one. I know a lot of people like it, but I think it's been out of stock for a minute. So this one also opaque. Okay, so let's compare those two. So I kind of thought Spearmint would be a little bit brighter, but on the swatch, the top of the swatch, Optimism looks brighter, and it really stamped very well. But I personally don't think you'd need both because they're pretty similar in my opinion. But somebody else may say otherwise. You kind of just got to go with what you feel. Okay, the next two are going to be my brighter greens. So this one is Sour Apple B378, and I do really like this color. So this one, of course, is brighter than the other two. And when I get through the creams, I will lay them all together just so you can see them. Okay, and I'm gonna start pausing in between when I'm shutting the caps, just so you're not having to sit there through each one of those. Now this one did very well over the white. It did fine over the black, but you can still kind of sort of see through it. But I do like this color. So my next one is going to be Food Fight B287 side by side. This one is much brighter, but we're going to stamp them and compare. A little bit more. This one I can tell it has more of a thinner consistency. So this one's kind of a bit more neon-y. It actually looks a little bit darker over the black than it does the white. Pretty color. So compared to the other, not a huge difference, just a little bit of one. I like both. If I had to pick just one, I'd probably personally go with sour apple, just because I feel like it might be just a little bit more, show up a little better over multiple colors, but that's just, again, my opinion. Okay, so this one is one of those that, in a way, could kind of go blue or green. It's kind of a mint between each one, in my opinion. This is Transland B176. Not positive if they still sell this one or not. I do apologize, y'all. I can't keep up because they're always kind of coming and going, but I'll still show you. I ended up getting it from the one of the bundles. It comes with like it's like a kind of a neon-y pastel bundle. Yeah, this one's pretty thin consistency. So as you can see, this one is quite light. Kind of looks a little bit more blue here, but does have a green tint. So again, just one of those colors that's kind of hard to tell. Okay, now this one is Zombie Hut B485. This is newer to me. They had it in like that $3 sale, so I went ahead and decided to grab it. So this one also not super opaque. So this one and I think it was the last one, they almost smeared a little bit up on the stamp down. Now, when I mentioned they kind of seemed a little thinner consistency, so I'm wondering if that's why. So this was that last one. And that's this one. So this one has more of the blue cast and this one more of the green. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add this one to that same category because it is on the lighter side. And this is Willow B501. And this one's more of a shimmery tone, as you can see. The others were just cream, so this one is a little bit of its own category. Okay. So it is lighter, but it is quite pretty on here. You can see that shine come through from the shimmer. So let me put those other ones back out so we can compare them all together. I try to get them sorted basically from lightest to darkest. So, Transland, Zombie Hut, Willow, Food Fight, Sour Apple, Optimism, and Spearmint. And then I'll set them up so we can see them that way together. Okay, so I had to do them this way to get them to fit. So from here, these two somewhat similar. So this one is Zombie Hut, and this one's Willow, because it's the one that has the shimmer to it. Let me move them over a pinch for you. And then these two are similar, which is Sour Apple and Food Fight. And then these two are similar, which was Optimism. Let's see which one was which. This one is Optimism, and this one's Spearmint. So if I had to choose, I definitely would say one of these and one of these, just because there's such a different tone of green. But that's, again, my opinion. Well, that's not good. I totally forgot I had this one. My goodness. One in a melon, B516. So this one I got by accident. Basically, they accidentally sent me the wrong color. I was supposed to be getting the pink from this collection, and they accidentally sent this one instead. So they're kindly just said, just keep that one, and we'll send you the correct one. Sorry about that. Again, I don't have a large space, and they're all just cluttered together, and I just overlooked it. Okay, so of course this is going to be one of the lighter tones. Let me grab them other two back. So actually, in a weird way, it's not as close to those as what I thought. It might actually be a pinch closer to the next set. So let me just go ahead and do those. So that's going to be Evergreen B315, which I can, is definitely going to be darker, but it's not as close to the others as I thought it would be. Now this one, I love it. I used to actually didn't not care for it. I just liked shiny colors, metallics, all that. But with different things I've come across for my stamping, I'm like, oh, I do kind of need that tone of green. And now it's like I loved it. So the problem is this one has now been discontinued. However, there is a one I would consider a dupe. Very opaque. I like to use this a lot for trees. So what I would consider the dupe would be Rind B346, and because this was discontinued is why I picked this one up. Because that other one, Evergreen, is just one of their smaller bottles, and I've been using it a lot, so I was like, oh, I need to go ahead and be getting one, and that's how I found out it was being discontinued. Okay. Let me get this one back over here. There might be a slight difference, but honestly, I personally don't think it's enough to really tell much. So this is one of the colors I do really like. So I'll show you all three together because I thought this might be closest considering the other ones it's not. But yeah, that one's definitely much lighter. Almost has a yellow cast to it. So I guess within that category should also go Emerald City B515 just because it is a darker green. I don't know, this one kind of could be, let me get Optimism back out. I mean, I have them all right here beside me. I just gotta move them around. That's definitely the darker compared to these. So the next set is gonna be like the shimmers. Now, I used to not care about dark colors, but now I've gotten to where I prefer them for, like, if you want to have, like, some type of a darker outline without it using straight up black, all the dark tones are, like, a good option depending on what you're trying to go for. So it's a nice color. Of course, it'll show up better over white than black, but it's you still can see it. Okay, so for this lineup, I'm not gonna include willow because it is a shimmer. I'll hold it until I do the rest of the shimmers. So this one, Emerald City, Optimism, Spearmint, Rind, Evergreen, One in a Melon, Food Fight, Sour Apple, Traceland, and Zombie Hut. So lights, neons is what I'm gonna call them. Um, what's that word I'm looking for? I'm gonna say kind of olive tones. I'm gonna say regular greens and then dark green. Okay, the next two is gonna be like more shimmers. So this one is Lacewing B469. So it kind of could go for those that kind of those tones. I guess I'm trying to say like the olive tone, but it is different. So okay, so as you can see, this one has like a it's like a green gold. Looks nice over white and black. And the one I'm gonna kind of put with this one is really pretty, and that is Artichoke B499. And I can already tell you I like this color. This one's kind of like a bronzy green gold. Very pretty. I want to say, but don't quote me, please. They might consider this a duochrome. And by the pickup, I could see that. So see, it has that bronze tone to it. It's real pretty. So with lace wing beside it, let me turn them. Wait, let me do it this way. Okay. Okay, lace wing's actually showing up more. Don't know why I'm surprised at that. But I really like this one. Okay, now I'm going to go into the metallics. Um, because they're more, you can tell like they're like, I call these a shimmer and I call these a metallic because they have a strong glitter consistency. So I'm just going to go for it. There's not really going to be a rhyme or reason to the tones because there's different ones. So this one is Holly Hill B451. And I kind of realize I'm trying to over explain each polish and it's kind of hard too because they're kind of have their own thing. Like their own tone, their own consistency. So I'm just gonna show you and try not to over-explain anymore. Okay, and here we go. And this one is very pretty. Let's see. The next one, at some point I have already swatched for you in another video, and it is Poison. That is B309. So this one's kind of the same tone, in my opinion. But on top, this one's got more of a, like this one has more glitter to it. This one looks more metallic. But I do really like both. But I don't really think you'd need both. I really like the metallic in this one though. Okay, next I have Monstera B343. This is a very pretty one as well. Next I have Mangrove B438, and I really, really, really like this one. It's one of my favorites. I actually think I was confusing this one with Monstera. This one has more of a metallic look versus a glitter look. Then I have Grinchmas B460. It has like gold glitters in it. It's really pretty as well. And I think this one's a really beautiful Christmas color. So this one, I guess I never really realized it has a, on the black I can see like a goldy yellow tone, and then on the white it's more green. It's pretty. I don't know how I never noticed that before. Then I have for sure B495. To me, it's kind of got a blue tint to it, but it is in the green family. So to me, you can see that kind of a blue tone coming through there. Very pretty, very opaque. I saw somebody say that they thought this was similar to sequence. I never had sequence. I know it's a popular color, it's very pretty. It is discontinued, but somebody else thought this was close to it. And then I have Tutu Mili B412. It's more of a bright green and a shimmer. This one's also very pretty. Kind of similar to um, food fight, except it may be sour apple, except that this one is a shimmer and the other two are just a cream. So again, that's where it's hard to put on decide what family tone to put it in. Oh, sorry. Now, this one I've already swatched before, and this one is both blue and green, which you'll understand when I show you. So this is Ocean Floor B483. So I'm probably going to include it with my blues as well, just so you can tell it's got both. I can see the green, I can see the blue. Actually, I see different tones of green. It's very pretty. But if you can tell, over white you see the blue, and over black you see the green. And this is one of those colors I definitely think you need because it is so different. And then that other one I had already done earlier, the shimmers, which was the willow. So I think I'm gonna try to zoom out to where we can see all of it together, and I'll be right back. Okay, that's almost a no-go. If I get any more, I'm not gonna be able to fit. Okay, I'll start here. Creams. Traceland, Zombie Hut, Sour Apple, Food Fight, One in a Melon, Rond, and above it I have Evergreen, because they're so close. Optimism, Spearmint, Emerald City. Down here I have Lacewing, Artichoke, Mangrove, Holly Hill, Monstera, Willow, Tutumili, Grinchmas, For Sure, Poison, which is this one here. We're can't make it. And then I also have Ocean Floor. So now I'll set them all up so you can see them all together. Okay, so I have the top is all creams, and these two are creams. Then we have shimmers, and we go into the glitters. This one is Traceland, or is it Transland? Let me see how to say it. Transland. I've tried to get them in the same direction where you can see the whites on top and then the dark. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to look, friends. So, Zombie Hut, Sour Apple, Food Fight, Rind. No, One in a Melon. My bad. One in a Melon. This one's Rind. Optimism, Spearmint, Emerald City, Lacewing, Artichoke, Mangrove, Holly Hill, Monstera, Willow, Tutumili, Grinchmas, Poison, For Sure, and Ocean Floor. These somewhat have a similar cast from at least from on the black part of in this one. So typically I would just say to get a lighter one, which I would mean like this, kind of like the neon-y color, and a dark one, maybe one medium. Now I think it's if you can like wait for little sales, like look in their clearance area, and you can kind of build your collection easiest, cheapest that way by just adding on to colors you want as you see them on their clearance sale. So I don't think you need all the colors, and you got to go with what you can afford and all that. But I do really like the middle tones. But the thing is, this is so hard because they they do have similar looks, but also different. Because like these two, I think you could pick one or the other. Same with these here. Same with these. Like, I don't think you'd need them all, but I did just want to show you what colors I have if you're interested in any. And I will link Maniology's website in the description box. And I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. And until the next one, have a blessed day. Bye.